The Uncommodified Tribe, it's me again, Tim Windsor. Today, we're examining and embracing a feeling that most people fear and flee from: bewilderment. Love the word. You know that feeling when you're lost, confused, or just downright dumbfounded? Here's what I believe. If nothing in your life is bewildering you right now, I've got news for you. You're playing it too safe. You're not thinking big enough. You're not swimming in waters deep enough to make you wonder what the hell's beneath the surface. Today, we're going to investigate why being bewildered isn't only a good thing, but I actually believe it's a necessary thing. We'll dive into the science behind what confusion and bewilderment are a signpost of growth and how embracing it can be the key to breaking through the barriers that hold you back in both your personal and professional life. Bewilderment is an interesting word. Let's examine it a bit. It's formed by combining bewilder and the suffix ment. The verb bewilder itself comes from the Old English word wild or wildy, meaning wild, untamed, or uncultivated, along with the prefix be, which intensifies the meaning to thoroughly. The suffix ment is used to form nouns that denotes a state or condition of being. So here's the breakdown of the word. Wilder, the ancient word, meant to lead astray or to lure into the wilds, and be, the prefix, intensifies the verb's meaning, making it thoroughly or completely led astray or were led into the wild. And ment, this suffix, it converts to bewilder to bewilderment. Now it's a noun meaning the state or condition of being bewildered. So bewilderment, in essence, refers to being completely confused or lost, as if someone has been led into the wild and is now disoriented. And what if being led astray into the untamed and uncultivated is precisely where we need to go? What if the path to greatness isn't a straight line, but a confusing labyrinth designed to make you disoriented, so you begin to question everything you thought you knew? Now, neuroscience tells us that this kind of confusion triggers the brain's interior cingulate cortex, which in part, it makes this happen. It makes you kick into an area where you want to detect errors and find something unexpected. When you're bewildered, your brain is essentially saying, hey, something's not adding up here, pay attention. And when you do, your brain releases dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with reward and learning. In short, bewilderment is the precursor to that aha moment. It's the fertile ground where epiphanies grow. Think about Alexander Fleming for a second, the guy who discovered penicillin. In 1928, he returned from a vacation to find mold growing on his petri dishes. Now, any other scientist might have just said, I've got to toss them away. There's a problem. But Fleming was bewildered enough to ask questions. And instead of ignoring it, he leaned in. He saw that the mold was killing bacteria and thought, what's going on here? His confusion gave way to curiosity, which led to an incredible discovery. That bewilderment saved millions of lives over the years. Now, imagine if Fleming had just said, that's weird, and then just walked away. No penicillin, no antibiotic, no revolution, no change, no countless lives saved. Being bewildered isn't a setback. It's a beautiful and bold bidding that calls us. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you were truly bewildered? I'm talking about standing on the edge of your understanding, staring into the fog of the unknown. If you can't remember, that's a big problem. It might mean that you're not thinking big enough. You're not putting yourself in situations that stretch you. You're not rubbing shoulders with people who make you question your perspectives. If nothing bewilders you, it might mean you're only exposing yourself to ideas that reinforce what you already know or believe. And that echo chamber is dangerous, because if you're only standing on solid ground, standing on the shore of the vast and unknown ocean, then you're never going in to learn to swim. The best things in life come from being a little disoriented and off-balanced at times. Now, let's talk about how you and I can get more comfortable with the uncomfortable, how you can amplify your bewilderment and let it energize you and pull you forward instead of paralyzing you. Here's the secret. You must demand to be bewildered. You must demand to be bewildered. This is where it starts. Deliberately surrounding yourself with people who don't think like you, don't act like you. Put yourself in situations where you might be the dumbest person in the room and the most unimaginative. Next, ask ridiculous questions. One of the most excellent strategies to invite bewilderment is to ask the questions that you're afraid will make you look stupid. There's a reason kids learn so fast. They are always asking, why, about everything. So how about you? Do it. Next, explore new terrain. This could be literal, go somewhere you've never been before, or metaphoric, engage with ideas and perspectives you find strange or confusing. Next, celebrate confusion. This is what we need to do. When you're bewildered, instead of feeling frustrated, say, that's great. I'm on the edge of something new. Keep a bewilderment journal. Write down when you're bewildered, where you write down those things that confuse you and ask yourself, what can I learn from them? Another thing we need to do, or a behavior we have to cultivate if we want to enhance our bewilderment, is we have to slow down a little bit. Sometimes bewilderment comes from truly observing what you see around you. When you're in a rush, when I'm in a rush, we only see what we expect. We need to slow down and we need to notice the things that make us scratch our head. Also, we need to practice deliberate disorientation. We need to seek deliberate disorientation. Once a week, challenge yourself. Do something that disrupts your routine. Take a different route to work. Try a different food that you think you hate. Listen to a podcast from an entirely different perspective. It's about something you think is wrong. Shake up your senses and challenge yourself. Also, a way to increase our bewilderment is to make space for the impossible. Go ahead, contemplate right now, and you can pause the podcast if you want. Contemplate and consider something you believe that's absolutely impossible. Write it down. And then pause the podcast and play with that idea. Ask, what if it were possible? What would need to change? How could I get there? What would it mean if I did? Also, we need to embrace the what if moments if we want to increase our bewilderment. When you catch yourself saying, that could never happen, force yourself to explore the what if. What if it did happen? How would I respond? Who would I become? Play with new experiences. That's the other thing. This is about playfulness. Bewilderment requires playfulness. Play with new experiences. Get into environments where you don't know the rules. Take a class on a subject that you don't know anything about. Go to an event where you know no one. Let the strangeness of that experience wash over you and see how you adapt. And lastly, if we want to increase our bewilderment, turn up the bewilderment factor, train your brain for the unpredictable. Read books, watch movies, listen to music that challenges you. Expose yourself to new ideas regularly. Strengthen and stretch your mental muscles. Now, let's finish this off. The bottom line for me here is this. I believe that bewilderment is beautiful. And a life without bewilderment is a life without transformation. It's a life without the beautiful mess of learning and unlearning. So if nothing in your world has you scratching your head or questioning your assumptions, it's time to shake things up. Embrace the confusion, seek out the strange, dive headfirst into the unknown, and let bewilderment pull you forward. Hey, my friends. Here's one last challenge. Stay curious, stay bewildered, get bewildered, stay uncommodified. Thanks for listening. Cheers. Have a great day.